All right, let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to work on getting my screen shared here. Make sure we got everybody on mute. Give me 1 second here as I kind of scroll around. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can see that? Let's see, Stephanie, I see your thumb. Perfect, thank you so much. All right. Let me record and we will get on with this. Awesome. Well, welcome you guys. Oops, sorry, 1 second. Welcome to the evenings program, I guess you could say. It's Nikki Elsing here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Pro 7 in Life Manage, registered dietitian, nutritionist, and wellness coach. And I'm super excited to be here tonight with you guys. And one of my favorite things is being able to see, like I said, everybody popping on to join us to learn about something that I am very, very passionate about. And I love it that people are looking to control their health, to take control of things, to look at constantly learning about what's new and what they can do to influence their health. And as you can imagine, as a dietitian, I feel strongly about wellness and prevention, you could say. And so really excited to make sure that you all hear why in the world I am so excited to be a biohacker and on the cutting edge of nutrigenomics. And the neatest part is it is open to absolutely anybody who's interested in doing this with me. So keep in mind, things happen for a reason. And there's a reason that you're listening tonight. There's a reason why you're giving me 45 minutes of your Thursday evening when football's on and all kinds of other stuff are going on. So I appreciate your time very much. I'll do everything I can to stick to that 45 minutes for you. And Stephanie, I've got you up on my screen. So if something goes crazy, you start waving at me so I know that something's not right, okay? So anyway, let's talk a little bit about this and timing and why this is important. And you know, when you look at it, every single day we make decisions, right? We make decisions what we want to eat, when we're gonna get up in the morning. Sometimes other people decide that for us a little more than we do. Depending on if you have to get up and go to work or your kids are there, whatever. But tonight's about another decision, thinking about yourself and the opportunity to make that decision for you, whether this is something you're looking at as a supplement or supplements or other things in your diet or world, so to speak. And I say diet in a nice sense, not diet in a mean sense. Or if maybe you're like, you know what, gosh, this sounds really nice. Like this seems more relaxed and more fun than my traditional job. So heck, you know what? This might be something that I need to do. So tonight I'm just going to share from my heart and let you know why the heck I'm sitting here and why I think it's the best thing out there, and hopefully be able to share my opinion about some of the products that we have here and teach you a little something along the way. So let's talk about biohacking, nutrigenomics, all that fancy business. And we're going to talk a little bit about this gig economy. And now when I'm talking nutrigenomics and I'm talking health and wellness, what in the world do these four things have to do with what I'm talking about, right? Well, keep in mind that we all know business has changed, right? I went out and did some Christmas shopping, and I know it's early, go me. I was pretty happy to get out there and be done, but I shop when everybody else is at work. And I love it because I don't want to go out there with everyone, right? Which makes that bottom right-hand corner really appealing to me because I don't have to go out and do all that shopping. And guess what? A lot of the people don't want to do it either. I go online, I type it in, and it magically appears on my doorstep, and it's like Christmas each time, right? And what a great way to shop. The other thing is a lot of people, when you talk to them, they'll say, oh, well, I never told you about that. Well, it's on Facebook. Facebook has replaced the traditional conversations that we have. Uber has replaced the typical taxi and how we get from one place to another. We use it all the time when we're on trips for work. And so you think about how easy and convenient that is. Airbnb, they take a dusty bedroom and make it into this great, cute little spot that people want to rent out and just make extra money from home. This is the stuff I'm talking about. And this is the nutrigenomics aspect of all four of these things. So I'm really excited to let you know business has changed, how we're getting our information has changed, but it's very important to make sure that you're getting it from a reliable source, someplace that you know 100% that you can feel very, very good about. And I can tell you that I would not be sitting here if I did not feel strongly that way. So looking forward, nutrigenomics, what in the world does that mean? Now, I've known about nutrigenomics for a very long time. I worked in a cardiovascular specialty hospital here in Sioux Falls. Loved my job. It was a fabulous job. I got to do marketing and media training and a lot of community presentations, and I absolutely loved it. It was super fun. But nutrigenomics was kind of something new into the field. Basically, people used to think, oh, well, you know, if grandpa's got it, my dad's got it, I'm getting it. That's just the way it is. So I'm just going to hang out and do whatever until I get it. You know, whatever it may be, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, whatever. But guess what? We know with certain nutrition and your genes, mixing those together, we can influence that with that nutrition. How cool is that? And so it's not, you're not dealt your cards. You can manipulate that and change that environment and what you're putting in your mouth and what's going on for you. So huge, and it's a big, long word, but it makes a lot of sense when you look at it. Personalized healthcare and personalized supplementation. And look down there, it talks about the Today Show. Latest trend in nutrition isn't a fad diet or newly discovered supplements, it's your DNA. So how do you influence that DNA, right? And we know that we have a huge key factor, huge in that DNA changing. So when we look at it, it says Fox News talking about nutrigenomics changing everything. And this is exactly what I just told you. Remember, we always thought, you know what, this is just the way it's going to be. Not true. So super fun to see that written on there. I also like the number on the side. The nutrigenomics market expected to reach 17 billion with a B by 2023. I love that the most because I'm in the field of nutrigenomics, but I also love it the most because people are taking control of their health. And this is a great way to decrease our expenditures related to healthcare, I feel, and to make it so that we're able to have it so much more in our control. So let's look and talk a little bit about biohacking. Biohacking is disrupting this normal system. So just like nutrigenomics, if you think about it, biohacking is taking whatever we traditionally do and like just messing it all up. So taking that deck of cards and throwing it all over and doing it differently, which is perfect. We're taking control. We're deciding and we're optimizing our health instead of being hijacked. Hijacked on the left, when you think hijacked, I think it's negative, right? I'm guessing you guys do too. And they're using something that causes destruction. So when we think about every day when we're anywhere, we're totally being hijacked, right? By whether we're sitting here, I have my phone here on the counter, you know, we're sitting and exposed to different things as we're outside walking around, eating, hanging out with other people, whatever, that flu bug's out there trying to hijack us all right now. And so really doing what you can to biohack instead of hijacking. So optimizing your genetic potential. Be the best person you can be. Not only is that in, you know, mood and being happy with what it is that you're doing and satisfied with your job position. I'm very satisfied in my current situation as a network marketer, and I'm absolutely positively home. And being able to tell people about nutrition and wellness and have that be what I do for a living and not have any boundaries, that's awesome. And that makes me happy, which makes me more fun to be around. Right? And so thinking about that is becoming the best version of myself, but also knowing that by taking these supplements and different products that we talk about today, I know that I'm the best self I can be inside. And so using that to understand what we can do to take control of that biology. We're going to skip that little video because I'm hoping that all of you have seen that ABC investigative report or some of the other amazing videos that our company has put together related to health and wellness and just deterioration and in health as we age. And we want to talk about how we can help you work on that and improve that health as we age. So if you have not watched that yet, get back to the person that talked to you about getting on this Zoom tonight Also, otherwise, you can go to biohackingyourbody.com. Biohacking, Biohacking. Did I spell that right? Biohacking, yourbody.com. Okay, so this is a huge, huge slide because we look across the board. You guys, I've been doing this business for 7 years, which blows my mind. But over those 7 years, we started out as kind of a one-trick pony. We have that cute little guy on the left in the blue bottle, our Protandim Nerf 2. That is our hero, right there, our hero. And you'll hear me say Nerf 2 a few times tonight. But that guy is a hero for us as LifeVantage and for me, and hopefully for all of you as you look at taking this as well. But if you look, we have anti-aging products, we have skincare products, pet care, smart energy, weight loss, and all these things together is totaling over $500 billion industries. So let's talk about one of my favorites, and you'll hear me say favorite 900 times tonight because I just can't pick one, but they're all awesome. So hopefully you'll feel the same way as we go through and understand what I'm talking about. So let's talk about the hero, our flagship, Protandim NRF2. So a NRF2 activator basically activates your body's own survival mechanism. So it works to be able to help your body defend itself the best way that it possibly can. Awesome, right? So instead of in the old days, I say that when I used to be working in the hospital, I would use more like multivitamins or supplement ranges using the RDA. I'm trying to guess and assume where you would fit in on that range of how much you should have in a supplement, right? And it's, you're trying to figure out which way is best. And after a lot of exposure or being able to experience what I'm trying to say, then you get better at it, right? But when you look around, every single person's different. So how do you have one thing for everybody, right? Well, with this, our NRF2 activator, it has been proven to lower oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days, you guys. 30. That's craziness. I know when I worked at the hospital counseling patients, and if they went home and they did everything I possibly asked them to, which nobody ever does, and I know that, but if they did everything I wanted them to do, they would not get nearly a 40% reduction in 30 days. I mean, this is amazing. And so you can tell when I first saw this, I thought, oh my gosh, I need to take that and put it into my bag of tricks with all my nutrition education and get this out to everybody because everyone needs to know about this, right? And that's what I'm doing. But usually it's one person at a time. And tonight I get however many of you. So that's super fun. But anyway, so we'll talk more about oxidative stress here in just a second. But when you get your body, when I can take a pill that makes that oxidative stress and garbage that I'm picking up all day long, sets it aside, and lets my miracle of the body go, you know what? Nikki gets headaches, she has allergies, her knee hurts, she doesn't really like to exercise because it's too hard to recover, maybe. We should help her, right? That's what it's doing. And it's activating my miracle of a body to fix that stuff and help me pay attention so I have a better chance on getting my knee to feel better, get rid of those headaches. So a huge, huge thing. So it's supporting the natural cellular repair and rejuvenation. So that's important, supporting the natural repair process, because it's not doing anything weird or bad or different that your body's not used to. You were just super good at it when you were younger, like these little kids that run around and they get hurt and they're up running around again in no time, right? I don't do that, right? I never used to do that ever as an adult. This gives us a chance to be able to do that because we can recover a lot faster. And so once we hit 20 years old, it's much more difficult for us to recover. And this makes it so that we're able to do that so much better. And you see that bottom there? It says increase the median lifespan of male mice by 7%. When we think about that, that's a huge, huge thing because when you're looking at increasing that lifespan, that was something that we couldn't say before. But now after they did that National Institute of Aging study, we can say that, and so that's super awesome. And across the bottom, we have all kinds of pictures of the things that are included in NRF2. So you'll see some things that are very common: turmeric, milk thistle, ashwagandha, bacopa, green tea extract. I say that fast, but you guys can read it. It's like a fancy salad, right, or something. Everybody hears about turmeric. That's a big one for inflammation, right, you guys? Because inflammation's a really big deal. And that's kind of on the front cover of magazines, like literally on Time magazine as this big flame of bad stuff, right? And so everybody's looking at turmeric. Well, guess what? If I could tell you by taking this and having it in this ratio of these 5 ingredients that it would be 1,800% better, would you do it? Heck yeah. If it's more effective than that, absolutely. 1 pill each day in the morning. That's what I do all the time. So let's switch. What in the world? NRF2 activators, what is it? How do I know that what you're saying is really what it's doing, right? So to brag a little bit, this is an awesome slide, you guys. We had a ton of independent universities, look at them all on the bottom there, that contacted us and said, hey, you guys, this is amazing. If this does what you say it does, I want to study it in Alzheimer's disease. I want to study it in just all kinds of stuff, you know, cardiovascular disease, cancer, colon cancer, skin cancer, all these things they want to study it in. And of course, guess what we said? Absolutely. When independent universities want to spend their money researching our product, man, that is like the biggest compliment ever. And what's great about it is it just keeps being this boiling pot of research, and more stuff just keeps coming out all the time related to different benefits related to this NRF2 activator. You see up on the top, pubmed.gov. That's where you want to go if you need some validation. If you need to see for yourself how many research studies we have, go to pubmed.gov, publicmedicine.government. It's basically your tax dollars at work. Big library of all kinds of research studies. That's where I went all the time when I would do presentations for the public, or usually for healthcare professionals, doing more research of my own, not on this, but on everything else. And that's where you can go and type in Protandim into the search bar, and all of our studies will come up, over 20 different peer-reviewed published studies. That is huge. And that right there, you guys, is why I'm sitting in this chair. I would never have caught my attention if we didn't have the peer-reviewed research to back it up. And I'm so thankful that we had that. These are some other things that they've been in print. We have some US patents, which is very important to me as a business builder. I don't have to worry about a generic coming out kind of messing around with what we've got going on. So it makes me happy and proud to say that we are a patented formula. So there's another little pathway in our body called NRF1. And so we talked about 2. This is NRF1. This helps to increase your energy production. So I like to think of mitochondria as those little powerhouses in our cell. And that powerhouse we need to have more of these logs coming in to fuel our fire, right? And so this makes it so more truckloads of energy or logs for this fire get brought in. How great is that? So it's more energy production. Mitochondria, that's that powerhouse. And my favorite thing is it says their ability to network. And I love that because that's what we do, but also because it makes it so that they can have a conversation with other stuff going on in your body and figure out what in the heck you need to do. And if anybody remembers back to, let's see, would it have been human physiology or biochem or some of those biology, that cellular energy in the ATP cycle? This is all I have to do to talk about ATP now. Thank goodness, because I had to learn all that stuff back in school. And if anybody remembers that Krebs cycle, that's tough. So anyway, NRF1 is amazing for being able to look at this. When we talked about oxidative stress with NRF2, we talk about mitochondrial dysfunction with NRF1. Both of those they're like the beginning starter of so many different diseases. And across the bottom, you'll see the different ingredients that, again, work together in synergy to be able to make that NRF1 activator, synergizer, I should say. Okay, so one other thing that I think is really important, and you guys probably don't know about me, is I told you I worked at a cardiovascular specialty hospital. I also did some moonlighting at a gastroenterology office. Moonlighting meaning I just did 1 day a week there. It's not my regular job, but I just went in and helped them, and I'd see very, very sick people. They'd kind of save those for me to try to sit and do a nutrition consultation and discuss different options. And I wish so much that I would have had this probiotic back then. And the reason why is check out that bottom right corner. We have this probiotic that is 6 different strains, is very, very well, absorbed, I could say, but also gets to where it's supposed to go, okay? And you guys, here's the thing. If you don't have a healthy belly and a healthy gut, there's a lot of other stuff that's not going on that's good for you. okay? We need to have tight junctions. We need to make sure nothing's leaking out where it's not supposed to. We need it to go, hey, Nikki, you're full, knock it off, right? It has to have a good communication up here as well. And we know there's a lot of bacteria in your belly, and there's either good ones or bad ones. And there's so many parking spots in that belly, okay? And by belly, I'm not talking stomach necessarily. I'm talking all the way from there further. So there's all these different parking spots, and they're either taken over by good guys or bad guys, right? And we don't want the bad guys in there. And if the bad guy's in the way, the good guys are having a hard time doing what they're supposed to do. So we need to get the bad guys out of there and the good ones in those parking spots. And so why is ours such a big deal? It's the stuff on the bottom right-hand corner of the slide. And the second bullet point is my favorite part about all of this. We have a patented BioTrack technology. What that means to you is a typical probiotic, about 4% of whatever in the billions of colony forming units are in this probiotic is going to get past your stomach acid to do what it's supposed to do. 96% of it is killed, dead, over. That sucks, right? With our BioTrack technology, check that out. See the difference? 60% is what is getting passed to do what it's supposed to do. It's sliding right past that stomach acid and gets to those parking spots to be able to make it so that you have a healthy belly, and that's very important. So if you think when you're looking at your probiotic at home and you're like, I wonder if I should do that anymore, think about the 96% that you're just throwing away and definitely upgrade to this probiotic. If you are not on one, I highly suggest that you get on that. Especially the other reason is there's that Wellmune in there. Wellmune, you can type that into a search bar and do some research on your own as well. But that's fabulous, good research related to respiratory infections. And so that's our backup here at our house too, for one other reasons why we want to take that probiotic. And this might be another one of my favorites too, but fish oils. I told you I worked in a cardiovascular specialty hospital. Fish oils have been a big part of that and a big love of what I teach people about. But here's the thing, you guys. Not everyone's created equal. So we have a really, really hard time as a community group, like everybody in the public, choosing good quality fish oil capsules. Then I just made it easy for you just right now because we have it at LifeVantage. And honestly, it's the best one I can find. I've gotten rid of the other ones that I was using. I was using pharmaceutical grade other ones. However, when I cut into that one, guess what it smells like? Nothing good. When I cut into this one, it's amazing. It has a slight, very slight fish, if any, and then it's just more lemony. The other was strong fish. And so when we're talking about this as an oil and a fish oil, it oxidizes very easily, and that's not good. You don't want to be having an oxidized oil that you're using as a supplement. You want a very pure formula that's handled correctly from boat to bottle. And we have the ability to trace that back. It's sourced from that Alaska Omega pollock and the cod marine. That's important, and it's environmentally friendly, so we're not over harvesting. We're very careful. We're thinking about everything, which is super awesome. And not only do we look at this as heart health, even though that's kind of where my brain goes immediately when you're talking about a fish oil, that heart health and rhythm issues, that kind of thing. And that's me as a dietitian talking to you. But it's also great for looking at skin health, brain development, brain function, immune system, just overall super great. So we have omega-3s, there's some omega-7s in there. It's important to look at the fact that we don't have any omega-6s. And in case you don't know what those are in your diet in abundance, usually, any type of soybean oil and other types of oils. We get enough of those. But our ratio to omega-3s versus omega-6 is usually skewed for that reason, because there's not anybody really out there overeating fish, usually, right? Fatty fish specifically. And so when we look at that compared to how much of the oils in real life we're eating, our balance is all messed up. So even if you don't have any of these other health issues, you're not worried about any of that, do it for the fact that you can help to balance out that ratio so that you're not kind of unbalanced in the sense of omega-6 to omega-3s. We also have a little bit of vitamin D in there, which makes me happy. All of us kind of run around a little deficient in vitamin D, and there's about 800 international units in there per serving. And a good price point as well for this. When you look at other types of fish oils, They can get very expensive. And same thing, I don't know if anybody looked at the last one. Oops, hold on. I want to give you the picture with the price point. There's the price point, the $40.99 for the probiotic as well. And that's really, really good. It doesn't need refrigeration either. And don't chew it. You have to swallow it whole so that that biotrek gets past that stomach acid. Just a side note. Okay, so that wraps up our entire vitality stack. So if you're kind of wondering where I was going with it, it's because we have all of those things, all four. You can purchase them as a bottle, like all bottles, 4 bottles, and you have to get yours out yourself, or you can buy them in those cute little packs in there. You see those little tear-off packs, and then you just grab one out of there, throw it in your purse, and bring it with you to work, or take it in the morning, or whatever makes you happy that way. And the vitality stack is looking at lowering that oxidative stress, increasing the energy, right? Increasing that, looking at the microbiome in your gut, looking at immune function, brain function, and heart health. So pretty awesome feature that we have, and it makes it really nice for people. Now, Axio, I call this our executive focus drink. When they said, oh, you know what, we're going to start looking into energy. And I was like, oh my gosh, because guess what, you guys, I am so picky, so picky. There's artificial sweeteners I don't like, there's ingredients I don't like, and I know other people are picky too, but I'm picky. And I'll tell you a little more about my story here with LifeVantage here shortly, but they knocked it out of the park. I absolutely love this. It's fabulous. And you know, a lot of times we talk to people about it always being this executive focus drink to help kind of bring things into clarity. And I talk about it like when you put on a pair of those certain sunglasses at the store as you're trying them on, and the one you put on and everything is brighter and you maybe feel a little nicer. That's what we're talking about here, you guys. Now, initially when you're trying it or somebody gives you some samples, it's just merely for the flavor, okay, to see which kind you like. I feel that you're going to get your most benefit as you continue to use it. It has a cumulative effect. And so don't worry so much about initially when you first try the sample, if it's doing much, because as you continue to use it, you'll notice this more. So concentration, memory, memory retention, mood, also for fitness, getting you past that wall as you're exercising, that's a huge thing. But another thing, you guys, is it's very clean. We don't have any of the added sugars, artificial sweeteners, gluten, GMO, none of that kind of stuff. You know, we're just a nice, clean product for you to feel very good about. The other thing is it's about 10 to 15 calories per stick pack that you mix with water. And I don't know what you guys are drinking during the day, but if you'll check that out and see what you're doing, it's usually not so good, because I sometimes make that decision as well. But otherwise, it's a diet soda or something too that has a lot of artificial sweeteners in there, and you don't want to be loading up on that all the time either. So not only is it an excellent thing for clarity and focus, but also a great low-calorie substitute to be able to use instead of the other things that you're choosing. And there's decaf and caffeinated options. This physique system, our probiotic is part of this physique system, and I love this. This makes me happy because guess what? I talked so much about belly fat. And belly fat was something I battled all the time in the heart hospital because you know what? We used to think it just sits there and kind of hangs out and doesn't really do anything, but it actually actively seeks out trouble, and that's bad news for all of us. And I love our fat burner that's in here too, because it specifically targets that central weight. If you check on the bottom right-hand side here, it talks about reduction of abdominal fat, reduction of waist size, helps to release those free fatty acids and decreases that hip size. That's a win, win, win. And it's a non-stimulant, amazing. You just take a couple with your 2 biggest meals during the day, and it just totally gives you that extra kick that a lot of us need, especially looking in the holidays and first part of the year, but also just a good thing just to kind of have your back, I kind of think of. We also have a protein shake that's amazing, super good, and believe me, I've tasted a whole bunch of those in my career, and I'm really glad that ours tastes so yummy. It's just nice and vanilla, so you can add whatever to it to make it whatever flavor you like. Our probiotic is part of this system as well, and we also have a cleanse. And this is an easy cleanse. It's just that opportunity you start using the cleanse first. It's an opportunity for you to look around and kind of modify your food pantry, modify your fridge while you're taking this week of the cleanse before you get started on the physique system. So definitely a very comprehensive program that I'm really excited about. Now, we did some research. Well, we didn't, but they did some research. Louisiana State, I believe, did some research on Nerf2 and said, hey, guys, why don't you put this in a skincare? This makes sense because our skin is our biggest organ. Why not put it in that we can have the opportunity to have a little bit of a barrier, have it be healthy, layers deep, help to be able to control the pH, or I don't know if I can also not make it so dry so that you're so that you don't have wrinkles, that kind of business. And so skincare systems. So it's looking at being able to help with that skin damage. So definitely keep that in mind. Thanks for listening, everybody. Are we good? Stephanie's very still. All right, pet tandem for dogs. And we're looking at dogs. We talked about Nerf2, right? This is your Nerf2 activator for dogs. It's called Pet Tandem, and it's got that cute little bone in the front. And it makes me excited because this makes me wonder if we're going to ever have it for other animals. But it also increases that playfulness, more energy, supports joint health, a really good opportunity for our pets to be able to have that extra chance as well, especially they age so much faster than we do. Really good information about arthritis, skin conditions, that kind of thing, with these pets that are taking Pet Tandem. It has a little bit of omega-3 fats in there. There's some chondroitin in there. So really nice, all-encompassing type of supplement for those little lovely dogs. So this is our group of biohacking and biohacking your life, basically. And there's one thing missing, you guys, that I don't have in this slide. And some of you are familiar with it, and some of you are using it already because we got our hands on it. And I actually have some sitting right here beside me in my little pile for our weekend training. But let me show you. It is our True Science Hair Care Kit. And so this is coming out in December, and some of us have a few left that we're sending out, but it's the world's first Nerf2 activated hair care system, and it's amazing, and I love it. Fabulous, nice and clean, of course, just like all the things that we've talked about tonight. We know exactly where it's coming from. It's sourced very well. It's a clean product, environmentally friendly, mindful, which I like to think all of our products are very mindful, but also a great way to be able to get the way you want your hair to be. And I don't even understand how it works because I, by all means, am no expert on hair care. But you guys, I am absolutely in love with the shampoo and conditioner, and I used to never care about that. And now when I'm using this, I'm like, wow, this is great stuff. And we also have a scalp serum that's has hair gel in it, which is super fun. And it talks a lot about helping to balance that microflora in your hair, or your scalp, excuse me, and also making sure that we're looking at, with that hair gel added in, talking a lot about thickness and more fullness and regrowth. So it's kind of a fun thing that we've recently added in. So with some of these products, when you're purchasing it, you'll also be able to get free shipping. So make sure you ask about that. So depending on what your level of biohacking is, we have a few different varieties. So you can definitely get back to that person that invited you on the call tonight to let you know, or let them know if it's something that you're interested in. If no, it's not really for me yet right at this point, or you want to hear more about the business. And I'll give you a little background information. I need to hurry up because it is almost 10 after the hour, and I told you 45 minutes. Okay, you guys, this is the first part of how I was introduced to this. This is the backbone of all these products, is LifeVantage. And LifeVantage has literally changed my life. 7 years ago, March 1st, it was 7 years, I signed up in this business. It took me 3 months to get to a meeting, to listen to anything about it, because I was prospected all the time, you guys. As a dietitian in an outpatient clinic at a very popular hospital here in town, I was prospected a lot, and nobody had any research to back them up. And that's, like I said, that's why I'm here, because of the research that we have. And one of the very first things I saw was this ABC investigative report, and that's what you'll see at biohackingyourbody.com. And initially, when this first started, they were looking at we're doing this ABC investigative report, and it caused a lot of noise. It was like a bright blinking light on the side of the highway, right? That everybody saw it, everybody wanted the product, but we had no infrastructure set up to get it to people. And so finally, as we're getting our ducks in the row, that's when all these outside universities kept saying, hey, can we spend our money researching your product with this? Remember I told you that part? So they were doing that the whole time as we're trying to figure this out. We decided, hey, you know what? Let's get it on the internet and see what happens. Everybody forgot about us. You know how that works with word of mouth advertising. If you don't hear about them, people forget. We went and said, hey, you know what? Let's get it in retail. Let's see how that works. We put it on the shelf with all the thousands of other things in these retail stores. So that didn't work out very well. And we ended up hiring a consultant and said, hey, what do we do about this? And they said, you need to put this in network marketing. To which our board kind of drug their heels a little, but they said, let's just do a comparison and see what happens. And here we are. Since 2009, we've been in the business model of network marketing. And we strive to be I always say golden unicorn, because we want to be the best and we want to show everybody how they can be the best. And we are doing everything we can to make this the number one place people want to be, and to be able to look up to us. I kind of think it was like a big brother, a big sister, to see how it's supposed to be done. And they've been doing an amazing job. And you see that bottom bullet point. Our corporate leadership has over 100 years combined experience in network marketing, and they're amazing and just super supportive. Just the other day, I sent a text message to our vice president of research and development, and she answered me back in literally 1 minute. And that just blows my mind how much support we have and how amazing of a company we have. So we're open in a bunch of different countries. So you can kind of see that, the countries that we're open in for distribution or distributors, so they can have a business there. And then we also have a global customer program, which you'll see those. And the nice thing about this is you guys see some of this tonight. It's a Zoom lifestyle. It's a laptop lifestyle. This is my office. This is where I conduct a lot of my business, but I also conduct a lot of business on my telephone and through that LifeVantage app, and sitting face to face with people. And it's just really a good experience. And we have a very supportive group of people. We always say family because it's kind of like our hand-picked family. And we always look forward to seeing everybody when we're at our big events. And it's just a really good, positive place to be. I know that in the beginning people would say, well, I'm unemployed and unemployable, and I didn't know what that meant. And now I know, because man, the way this is, how convenient it is, how cutting edge we are related to technology and media and the support we have and the friendships we have. I absolutely love that. And it's such a nice, positive experience. We also have regional and corporate trainings. I was just saying, my stuff sitting beside me is going to be going to our training here in Sioux Falls on Saturday. If any of you are in the area and want to attend, it's called LifeVantage Academy. And we get to decide how we work. We decide when we do it. We decide how much we do it. But if you want my opinion, I would say run hard, run fast, because this is like, you want to get to the spot where you can enjoy and have that time to decide. And initially it's not always convenient, but it's so worth it, because neither is a regular business, right? Or regular job. So just making sure it's a priority, because it is changing many lives, changing the way many people make a living, and it might as well help to change the way you're making a living in your life too. So one of the things also, as a distributor, you get a free replicated website. This is where people can shop through you to be able to order products. We can share the information and pass it on to them so that they're able to, you see here, share a cart, or we can help run them through that order too very easily. It's beautiful. It never used to look like this many years back, but now I absolutely love it because it looks so nice and super simple. It's very simple compared to like your regular online shopping that people are used to. We also know that it's important. I'm going to kind of do these little briefly here for you guys, but it's an important thing to keep in mind that you want to get into a network marketing business or company early, right? This is new to me. I didn't know any of this, and I didn't really care about it, honestly. I was more concerned about the research and the product, and if I could stand in front of a room and put my name on it, and if I knew without a doubt that I absolutely loved what was going on and absolutely loved the research. That's what I was worried about. And so I learned more about this business and network marketing as I went along. And at first I wasn't so sure about network marketing. And as I've educated myself, and like I said, that golden unicorn, right? And being the one everybody looks up to. And we strive to be able to be that way. And we want to be just like the other ones that are just awesome and fabulous. You know, we look up to them just as much. And so knowing that it's important to be early, but not too early. I said, we've been in network marketing since 2009. That's great. The first 18 months in a network marketing company is a tough time to get in. So we've kind of went through a lot of bumps and bruises. We're at a spot that's really, really good. And you see our little plus sign down there, our little symbol. And as we continue to go up, see that cute little purple asterisk? That's momentum. And that's where 80% of the growth is, you guys. And we're heading in that direction. And once that goes, that's where you want to have a net cast as big as you possibly can. So if this interests you, if you're thinking, maybe, what if, you know, I told you before, we have decisions tonight, things to think about and things to kind of either dwell on tonight and maybe tomorrow, but make the decision. Don't wait too long. If this is something you're interested in, being a business builder or taking the supplements, either way, that's awesome. But if you're looking at it as a business, think about it a little bit and then just act on it, because you want to get this out to as many people as you can so you can take part in this momentum feature that will be coming up as we continue to grow. A couple different ways. There's a few different ways to be able to get in. A couple up here on the top. We have a gold pack and we have a platinum pack. And the gold pack comes with a bunch of the products, and it gives you everything in about a 25% savings, and that's $650. Full price for everything would be about $870. So this is a really good time to be able to get product at a discount. And there's those cute little boxes with the Vitality Stack. That's those little packets that are in there. And there's a couple different gold kits you can pick from, but your person who invited you on tonight can give you more details about that. And then there's the platinum pack. So if you're really thinking this business is for you, you're really thinking you want to dive in, I feel the best way is to be able to have the ability to try everything, right? Because then you can tell everybody about everything. And that's the platinum pack. It's also a 30% discount. It would be almost $1,800 and you'd pay $1,250. That's awesome. You get 2 event passes to some of our events, our national events. Just a really, really good opportunity. So, however, I'm not the one making your business decisions. So definitely do what you feel is appropriate for yourself. Low startup cost. We have a solid management team, and it's a great way to be able to bust in and see what you can do with this. Good things. We have amazing production. We have quality control. That is huge. That was the other thing that I was really picking on in the beginning. Shipping, it doesn't come to me and I sort stuff out and give it to people. It goes right to my customers. I put them in the computer and it ships right to them, ships to my distributors. I don't have my hands on any of that, which is amazing. And also decreases my risk because I don't have to buy a lot of product to stock in my house. LifeVantage provides the customer support, the website, the IT, the advertising, legal and compliance, which is a big thing, all that stuff, such good things. One of the other things I want to point out is it's forming a network. And so being able to sign up people as consumers and customers, but also looking for people that want to do the business just like us. And if you find those people, the most important thing is that we're all there for them and you want to walk beside them as they build their business. And it's very important to us as an organization and as a company that we are all helping each other build this business. So making sure that you know that you're doing it with people. You don't have to worry about having to know everything on your own. Every week we have these phone calls or webinars, and it's either a phone call or a webinar. It depends on the person presenting and their preference. But this is a huge way to be able to get information out to people. We get paid weekly. The Smart Start bonus, you're getting back money based on your customers or distributors every week. You get launch bonuses, and every month, and guess what? Today's the 15th of the month, and so this is a really good day at LifeVantage because this is our payday of our monthly checks. So it's really fun to be able to look forward to the 15th. And that's when I say that's that residual income, the leveraged income that you get from helping your team build their business. And that's a really, really important thing. And they have a generational match bonus where you get percentages of their check, not taking anything away from them by any means, but just saying, hey, you know what? Great job. Thanks for helping your customers and your distributors and everybody build their business. And they give you extra money based on that. You see on the bottom, it's a 4% global revenue sharing. They keep a percentage of that. And that 4% is split up amongst the elite ranks, 7, 8, 9s, and 10s. And you see that. So 7, 8, 9s, and 10s share 1%, 8, 9s, and 10s share another percent, 9s and 10s share another, and then Pro 10. And think about that, you guys. It doesn't matter where you are and where you are in the business. Once you hit Pro 7, you get to take advantage of all the work we've done the last 7 years. And you get to be a part of that revenue sharing. So that's super cool. One other thing I don't think I mentioned yet is we are a publicly traded company. And that's a very important thing for you to know, because I can't just sit here and tell you all kinds of stuff that you can't prove, right? You can go back and find all this information, which is amazing, because believe me, not everybody has the ability to do this. And so I love this sheet. This just tells you a little bit more about our paid ranks. You see distributor all the way up to executive master Pro 10 on the left. That's a new rank we've just recently added to give everybody more things to shoot for as a Pro 10. They can bump up a little higher. The column I like the most is the second one, or third one, I guess, from the left. Monthly average. So just think to yourself, and obviously you're not going to tell me because everybody's muted, but think to yourself, what would be when we just said today is the 15th of the month. This is when this money comes into us, okay? So today, when you got up this morning, what amount of money would you want on your dining room table that would make a big difference for you in your life? Think about it and look through that monthly average. And I'll tell you, many people say Pro 3, 580 bucks. They could have an extra 500 bucks every month just landing on their table. That would make things a lot easier. And look as it continues to progress forward. It's basically doubling each time. You see that? You have a Premier Pro 5 making $2,500 as a monthly average every month. And then you get to your Pro 7 rank, about $11,000 in 1 month. That is an opportunity to make different decisions, correct? Different work decisions, life decisions, that kind of thing. And I mean, as you continue to go up, just look at what you're able to do. And when we look at it, that's that residual income, like I was talking about, that you're getting from helping your group be successful. And a couple things to wrap up tonight, and I'm at 15 minutes. Gosh, I'm 5 minutes over. The traditional 40 to 50 year plan, we spend 20 years learning, we work for 40 to 50 years, and then we hope that we have this amazing retirement, and sometimes that's not the way it works. Thinking about LifeVantage and having the opportunity to learn for 20 years, earn for how many years, and then live like the most, right? And do things you maybe never thought you could. And it's important to think about dreaming like a kid again, thinking that there could be anything could happen. And you guys, I didn't get into this business to get out of a job. But I absolutely, when it got to that point, I was more than happy to turn in that pager that I had packed on the side of me all the time and get out of that hospital job that I had really, really enjoyed. So it's been like, let's see, June 25th, 2014, 4:30 p.m. Central Time. Was not that it's important, but that was the last day I punched out. And it's been a blessing because this has like filled my heart and my brain, and just everything made me so happy to be able to help people be successful. And now I'm getting that opportunity to just live. And it's important to remember to dig that well before you're thirsty. It's nice to be able to know, have another source of income that's going, and maybe you'll never ever get out of the job that you're in, and maybe you never want to, and that's fantastic. Whatever you want can happen as long as you're working and trying to make this part of your life, or you make that decision. The other thing is that we talked about a lot of money on that income disclosure sheet. And one of the things that we all do is we look to give back to the community. And that's where this LifeVantage legacy comes in. And you see that we've helped different organizations all over the world, and we're always happy to be able to do that as we all continue to move up in ranks. So that is all I have, you guys, tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And make sure you get back to whoever invited you onto this Zoom tonight and let them know what you're thinking, because they're going to want to know and they're going to ask you. So make sure you let them know. And remember, we do these every Thursday, unless there's a holiday like next week. And there's LifeVantage Academies in your area if you're looking at being a distributor and want to check it out and get some more education on being a distributor. That's what those are there for. We go there for training, and just a great way to get to know the community and kind of get a feeling for what everybody's like. So Thanks again, you guys, and I will let you all go. Let me see, there might be one other thing. Somebody asked, are these calls just for the team or potential customers can be invited also? Absolutely for customers. This is a great way to get them in front of this business opportunities seminar, so to speak, get the information, be able to run with it, and have those questions answered. And it's a nice introduction for them to be able to hear more about it too, and also a good three-way validation. So definitely that's what they're here for. So on that note, you guys, take care. Have an amazing Thanksgiving. So much to be thankful for, and a great weekend. And thanks again for joining me. And 54 minutes. I just flipped it around from 45 to 54. So see you guys. Have a good night. Thanks again.